How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of our MLB The Show 25 Road to the Show series with our two-way player, Everett Scott. In the previous episode, we took on the Minnesota Twins, and we won the series 2-1 with a nice shutout pitching win in Game 3. We didn't get the full game shutout, but we did pitch through 7 innings, I believe, and we ended up getting the 3-0 win. Lost Game 2, won Game 1. And I said at the beginning of that episode, I'm kind of strapped for time in the middle of the week. I normally like to record the day before video goes up, just so that way I can actually remember what like things I need to cut out and stuff like that when I do that sort of editing. But I don't have that much time in the middle of the week. So I'm recording in advance for the first time in a long time, but you guys probably don't care about that. But I'm just explaining why we are immediately jumping into this next series, because I usually like to jump a little bit ahead. But anyway, we are immediately taking on the White Sox, who are 12-31. So we're hoping we would really like to sweep them, make them 12-34. That would be ideal. Now, this might be a quicker episode here. I don't know if I'll do any editing in this one, just because we will not have a pitching performance in this one. Because we aren't supposed to pitch again until Game 2 of the Milwaukee series. So I am not sure. Maybe things will shift around, but I doubt it. So this one should be quick. Because we'll probably be a DH in this one since we pitched in this one. And then I assume we'd probably be a center fielder in games 2 and 3. So yeah, it might be a quick episode if I decide to edit it out, like final swings or like when I get a hit or when I strike out or something, and leave all the other stuff out, like like first, second, third, however many pitches it takes for me to get a hit or strike out or whatever. You guys know the drill if you've watched most of my MLB videos on this channel. But now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are a 73 overall starting pitcher and 84 overall center fielder. I just bumped up everything in here by 1. This one actually got bumped up by 2 because I had enough left. And then we bumped up base running aggressiveness by 1 just because that's still low enough that only costs 1 token. So our starting pitcher ranking went up by 1. Everything in here is so expensive now. I gotta like save up for this, but I think we really got to focus on our pitching stats if we really want to move up in the lineup and pitch higher up in the rotation. But because I think we're still last in the rotation. Yeah, still last, because we got to get above 79 overall if we want to get from 5th in the rotation to 4th. And then we got to get to an 88 if we want to be 2nd or 3rd. So, or 2nd or 1st in the rotation. So if we want to be the ace, we got to be an 88, 89 overall, which will take a long time. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to jump into this 3-game set against the Chicago White Sox. Hopefully get a 3-game sweep over them. But we have to actually jump in first. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Jump in. Okay, you know what? Let's do City Connects for this one. We haven't worn them yet, and everybody on their team is cold. So hopefully that's good for us. Okay, starting off with the boss challenge. Seems about right. That's usually what we do. We got 2 on with 1 out. You know what? Go big or go home here. That's not a home run, but it will be down in the left field. He holds up at second, but we got a runner across. RBI single. Would have been nicer if we got the home run, but we still got to run across. That's all that matters. And JT Realmuto gets walked, and bases are juiced with 1 out. Michael Busch with a little blooper. Could have tagged me, but for some reason he didn't. That could have been a triple play if we didn't have any outs. But they get the double play to end the inning. All right, bottom of the 3rd, up 1-0 thanks to the ribby I brought in. Nobody on, 2 outs. That's another base hit into left field. So back-to-back singles for us on the day here. And the White Sox pitcher is already at 50 pitches in the bottom of the third. Not very good.
When you consider the way the game is run now, doesn't even matter that much if your starter runner on the go.
All right, we get the steal, but they still get the out at third. All right, challenge here. Leading off in the bottom of the sixth. Try and go for extra base hit here.
Espino back to work. On the ground to the left.
Same hit 3 times in a row, but this time we'll get scooped up by the shortstop for the out.
As they get the leadoff hitter in the sixth. So here's the cleanup hitter.
Bottom of the eighth now, up 2-0, leading off once again. Let's try and get a homer now. We got a new pitcher in here. See if we can get him rocked early. Little blooper up the middle, and we can't beat it out. All right, already top of the ninth, down to their final out. Up 2-0 over the White Sox. We just need an out here. Quick game one. That's a hit. That gets down into left field. So they got 2 on with 2 outs. 1 in scoring position.
That's tremendous fight from him, and I know it's got the dugout fired up down there, down to the last strike, and he comes up.
So Jorge Mateo up now.
It ain't over yet.
Trying to rally back, just need 2 runs. Keep this game going. He hits that through. Nice diving stop over to second to get the force out, and we take game 1 with a 2-0 victory. We got 2 hits in that one. They were back-to-back singles. But the first one drove in the first run. All right, quick game 1. Let's move on to game 2. All right, starting out in center field here in game 2. It's always surprising when you don't immediately see a boss challenge thing show up in your face. And that is hit right up the middle. I feel like I haven't gotten any pitches lately in center field where I have to track it down or rob a home run. It's all just right up the middle. Like the last 5 or 6 hits. There we go. Just talking about the boss challenge. We got 2 on with 1 out. Try and get an extra base hit here.
I questioned if his power would translate right away, but he's been blasting home runs since he got here.
And that's a little blooper that will go foul if it doesn't get caught. And it does go foul. So we got to reset. And I strike out swinging. All right, back at the bat, up 6-0 in the bottom of the second. Runner on first with 2 outs. There we go. I was up 3-0 in the count, and he pitches me a meatball circle change. And we make it an 8-0 game. 30 dingers.
Yeah, he's been doing so many things well at the plate and clearly driving the ball with some authority as part of that.
We're dominating the White Sox here, and it's only the second. Bottom of the third now. 1 on, 2 outs, 11-0. And that is a grounder over to third, and they finally get out. Maybe now they can actually get something going. Hopefully not.
So first and second with 1 gone. And next for the Cubs.
Okay, bottom of the 5th, 2 on, 1 out, 12-0 lead here. We're going to try and drive in all runners, just really add on to this game here.
You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something
solid hit.
It's going to bring in some
center
runs.
fielder should track it down. Indeed he does, but the runner on second will tag up. And we will have runners on the corners with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And we added a run. Bottom of the 7th, runner on first with 2 outs. 13-0. That's a solid hit that should drop. Indeed it does. Runner holds up at second. He could have made it to third there. But smart holding up at second there. And Bush hits that through. Second baseman dives, can't stop it, and runners on every base with 2 outs. Unfortunate for the White Sox there.
2 outs. On the ground, right
And a base hit up the middle. Second baseman snags it, gets the out at first to end the 7th.
Nice play. One, but end up leaving the bases loaded.
All right, bottom of the 8th. This game will just never end. 16-0 with 2 on, 1 out. Go big or go home. Drive them all in. And I strike out swinging again, man.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch, top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters,
All right, 18-0 lead over the White Sox. They're down to their final out, but they have 2 in scoring position here.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Luis Robert Jr.
Aiming for that 18-0 victory. And that will not drop. Ian Happ will make the snag, and we shut out the White Sox. And we will guarantee a series victory here. 25 hits to 4. And we even had 2 errors. Man, the White Sox, they are struggling. All right, start of game 3 here. Final game of the series and of the video. Bottom of the 2nd, leading off. I mean, we've been struggling in this series. Let's just try and get a single. And there we go. Absolutely blasted it. Perfect, perfect. How is that not a no-doubt bomb? 31 home runs. Seriously, though, how is that not a no-doubt bomb? The bat sounded like it literally exploded off that hit, man. Maybe it just sounded different in my headphones, but it sounded like the bat blew up on that. Yeah, it sounded way different in my ear there. It literally sounded like the bat blew up. And bottom of the 2nd, up 5-0. Is this going to be another game 2 situation?
He guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Another solid hit. Don't know if this one will get out. Drops though. That should be good to bring in 2. Bobbled. And we're out at 3rd going for the triple, but we bring in 2 more runs. Bottom of the 4th now, 9-0. Repeat situation as the last at bat. 2 on, 1 out.
He just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
And that's just a pop-up. Good timing. Just got under that sinker. That's absolutely brutal. Bottom of the 6th now. 10-0. 2 on, no outs.
He's already homered in this game.
Got another pitcher. 3rd pitcher in this one. Perfect, perfect blast again. I don't know if this one will get out. And it's gone. 13-0. I didn't know if that one... I thought I got under that too much. It looked like it was not going to have the distance.
Chris, he's homered in back-to-back games now.
Yep, seeing the ball well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now. Welcome to the game.
Definitely did not sound as good as the first home run. Oh, and the White Sox. We were looking for a 18-0 victory again, and they get a run.
Not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
And that will not have the distance, I can guarantee you that. Center fielder will make the play for the out.
Out number 2.
Okay, 17-3. They got a run in the 1st. They got 1 run in the 9th. They got a huge hill to climb, though, with 1 out left to give.
Shortstop, Brooks Baldwin. The White Sox down to their final strike. On
He
the
gets
ground,
that
and this
through.
should do it.
Second baseman over to Alonso, and that will do it. We sweep the White Sox. Games 2 and 3 were absolutely brutal for the White Sox. Game 1, would we finish 2-1? And then games 2 and 3, we just opened the door and just dominated the White Sox. We showed them who the better team in Chicago is. We were 3 for 5 with 2 home runs, a double, which we tried to leg out into a triple, 6 ribbies, 2 runs. We were 7 for 15 in that series with 3 home runs, 9 ribbies. Our pitching record is 8-1, and we're on a 13-game hitting streak. We are 36-12, first in the NL Central. So absolutely loving it. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap it up here. Gonna be a shorter video. Not sure how much I'll cut out there. Maybe not anything, but we will wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed and have not done so already, make sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell to turn on all notifications so you never miss a future one of my videos. Thank you guys once again so much for watching and for all the love and support on the recent videos as of late. It truly means a lot to me. And until next time, take care.